Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. This is Faisal Usman from Royal Cyber, and I welcome you on all for the webinar today, which is on realizing a new revolution in the industry, utilizing agentic AI behavior, and we will be talking about on this topic how we can utilize it and how we can have AWS platform available to have a solutions implemented in our workflows. So, so in today's sessions, it is about how an agentic AI based use cases can impact on the business workflows uh, by utilizing Amazon Bedrock service on AWS platform. Today, before moving on towards our webinar's agenda and speaker panel, I will quickly do a walkthrough of Royal Cyber. Royal Cyber is an IT consulting company, and in the industry for the last 22 years, have served more than 600 clients globally. Quite a good testament for us in the different part of the globe. Overall, we have 2,500 plus employees working in 10 different countries across 5 continents. In addition to the AWS, to which we are a advanced tier partner, we are also a lead partner with other OEMs, naming SAP. We are gold partner with SAP. We are solution partner with Azure. We are a lead partner with ServiceNow. We are also partner with Salesforce, Snowflake, and Databricks as well. So there are a lot of technology OEMs that are on board, and we are working with them for the last many years, providing IT services to our clients across the globe. And we have been recognized well in multiple domains over the years as well. And uh, over the years, talking about the clientele, we have some good set of prominent clients across multiple verticals, ranging from banking and finance, insurance, into rent, into retail and hospitality, manufacturing, healthcare. Healthcare being one of the prominent, and recently we have been done a very good job in the academia vertical as well, providing solutions based on AI AI-based solutions to them as well. So overall, we have been a good set of logos across multiple verticals over the years. If Regarding AWS practice at Royal Cyber, we are working with AWS for the last with the last decade. Overall, we've been in journey with it. We are one of the few partners with AWS, going through all the revolution transformation part, reaching at the point where we are providing digital transformation services. Overall, with our portfolio at AWS department at Royal Cyber, we have completed 100 plus projects, covered more than 10 different verticals. At this moment, we are currently 80 plus resources strength available. Have certifications in multiple domains, starting from foundation towards associate, professional in both solutions architect and DevOps, and then we have a specialties in both in networking, security, and also in AI and ML as well. So we are we are providing services and have strengthened all across the domain. Uh, in the recent years, with the revolution of AI and the transformation of the business workflows, Royal Cyber has been envisioned and has has created a business purpose to drive innovation based on AI, ML, and generative AI for the for the different verticals. We have been working across all verticals, providing dedicated solutions to our clients as well. Uh, if I talk about AWS particularly, AWS has four major pillars to which we deliver our services. Start with advising, with start with the readiness part, business case, um, consulting part, and then we talk about mobilizing, designing the architecture, doing the TCO, another cloud ops sections, and then we move towards the implementing and automating the workflows. With the experience we have a lot of predefined templates and solutions in terms of accelerators available that gives a good jump start to our implementation part, and then we move towards our optimization and managed parts through our managed services portfolio. So this is about Royal Cyber, and particularly about AWS department in Royal Cyber. So I move towards today's uh, uh, webinar. So being us as advanced tier partner, we have been fortunate enough to work with the AWS team and innovating our own implementation practices, also providing best practice based solutions to the customers, giving being in the right path directed by the AWS. So in today's panel, we have a speaker from AWS team, Srimant Tekpali, and who will be also sharing his experience and AWS offering in terms of uh, generative AI implementation using Bedrock. And I'll be taking up the remaining part from the Royal Cyber, a quick demo, and we'll talk about how what would be the next steps. And for agenda, again, we talked about overview, AWS practice. Simant will cover Agentic AI on Bedrock, and we'll go through some use cases and demos, and then we'll move towards the closing section of our today's engagement. So, at this point, I will hand over my screen to Simant to take it up and share his insight and knowledge about AWS and Bedrock. Over to you, Simant.
Thank you, Faisal, and thank you for the Royal Cyber team for having me today. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about Agentic AI on AWS and AWS Bedrock specifically. So before I kind of get into it, let's talk about Agentic AI for a little bit. So, we've all witnessed the AI revolution over the past year. We've seen all the chatbots that came out with ChatGPT starting off the race, to the different image generators, to even the AI content creators that are showing up now. But outside of all that, what's coming next is, in my opinion, even more exciting, especially for enterprises looking to automate to the next level. So, and that's Agentic AI. So today I'll take some time to walk through why Agentic AI represents the next big leap in enterprise automation, give you a quick tour of Amazon's Bedrock's Agentic AI capabilities and what else you can do on there. Demonstrate a real-world use case that shows exactly how this technology can, help you transform business processes. So yeah, we'll be covering those things. And we're throwing this word around, Agentic AI, this, that. What exactly does Agentic AI mean? So, unlike traditional AI system that simply respond to prompts in a chatbot or perform specific tasks, agentic AI systems can actually take initiative, make the decisions themselves, and execute multi-step processes with minimal human supervision. So they're basically AI systems that can think, plan, and act towards specific goal. And an analogy I've heard a lot recently is that they're kind of like digital employees. And why is this so important for enterprises? Why are we even talking about this today? There's kind of three key things that I see as beneficial for enterprises in regarding to agentic AI. One is autonomy. So these systems can be designed in a way that they can work independently. They can figure out the steps needed to accomplish whatever goals you assign to it without, human kind of hand holding the whole way. Integration is another big thing with agentic AI. So agent can seamlessly connect to your existing tools, whether it be databases, APIs, whatever other systems you might have. Basically becoming like an intelligent glue between all the processes and systems you have. And finally, adaption. Agentic AI can be designed in a way that they can learn from these interactions and outcomes, which allows them to continuously improve their performance and handle edge cases better over time. So the result of this is now enterprises can now automate not just repetitive tasks, but complex workflows that previously required, human judgment and decision making. So next kind of thing I wanted to show you guys was Amazon Bedrock. So this is what our main kind of service is for handling these AI agents. So Amazon Bedrock is our fully managed service for creating generative AI applications. It's kind of emerged as a leading platform for building and deploying these agentic systems because it offers a robust set of tools designed for enterprise needs. So at its core, Amazon Bedrock provides access to powerful foundational models from leading AI companies. I like, as you guys can see, Anthropic. I'm sure you've heard of Anthropic and Claude. Claude 4 is actually a model that came out recently. We have Cohere, A121 Labs, and we also have our own suite of foundational models called the Nova family that we came out with in late 2024. So with Bedrock Agents, you can essentially build AI assistants that process natural language requests and convert them into actionable steps, access your organization's knowledge bases and data sources to provide context, and you can even connect to your enterprise system through API integrations. And what really sets Bedrock apart is how it simplifies the whole development process. You don't need a team of ML engineers to create these agents. The platform provides a very straightforward way to kind of build these out. And because it's built on AWS infrastructure, it integrates seamlessly with your existing AWS services and scales automatically to meet demand. So Bedrock's a great tool to kind of build out these agentic AI systems. And I just want to take some time kind of exploring Bedrock. There's a bunch of stuff on the left. So let's look at some of the key things. One thing is the model catalog, as you guys already see. You can kind of explore and figure out what models are best for you. There's different type of models such as, audio only or text, whatever kind of fits your use case. And I also mentioned that you can kind of connect your agent to existing data sources and knowledge bases, as I call them. So just wanted to kind of touch base on the knowledge bases piece. It basically creates a data store that your agentic AI system can access. And just to kind of show you guys the range of kind of data inputs we can ingest here, I'll just make like a sample data source. Yeah, right here. So as you can see, there's a kind of range of data sources we can choose from. So S3 is the most obvious one because that's probably where you already have like your company's files, systems, whatnot. But as you can see, we can also ingest that data from Confluence, Salesforce, SharePoint, and even you can build out custom connectors for these data sources. So a lot of kind of ways we can ingest data for these agentic AI systems to use. So that's another key thing. Another really cool part of this that I would strongly recommend you guys checking out is the playground mode. So the playground mode actually lets you explore the different models we have. So say I wanted to, compare models for this on this side, we have Claude Sonnet 4, and then maybe, okay, I'm considering like a Amazon model. So let me do that. Give me a sample trip to Europe. So what this tool lets you do is it eventually lets you try out different models and kind of see what's best. I don't know why this one's not working. Maybe an issue, but yeah, just wanted to touch base on that kind of feature. And yeah, and obviously the agents piece, which I'll jump more into later. But before I do that, wanted to talk to you guys about a use case about using agentic AI. Maybe that'll help you guys see more of what's possible. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a AWS success story using generative AI and the whole agentic piece. And the company here is Georgia Pacific. So Georgia Pacific is a major manufacturer with over 140 facilities worldwide. And they faced a very kind of problematic challenge. They had a vast knowledge of like operation knowledge that was scattered across a bunch of different sources. They had physical documents they were working with, digital files stored on like Google Drive or Microsoft, and then also just people knowledge of the huge scale of employees that were retiring. So they actually partnered with AWS to create something called ChatGP. So Chat Georgia Pacific. And this was essentially an AI agent assistant powered by Amazon's Bedrock, which I just showed to you guys, and Anthropic's Claude model. And what it essentially did is it served as a centralized knowledge hub for operators across all the 140 facilities they had worldwide. Um, and what's even more impressive is how the system combines generative AI with real-time IoT sensor data through other Amazon services, which really allowed this a chat GPT or chat GP, sorry, to provide contextually relevant guidance specific to like a plant's equipment. So to kind of take a step back and think about ChatGP, it had all these different knowledge sources that it was pulling information from, physical documents, digital files, but at the same time, it was ingesting real-time IoT data to kind of make the decision and provide insights that the operators at these facilities were asking. And yeah, the results of this kind of this ChatGPT have been remarkable. Operators now have instant access to critical information, which really has enabled them to make real-time adjustments to reduce off-quality products and minimize any downtime that might show up. So the system preserves institutional knowledge that would have otherwise been lost, scattered, just taking a lot of time to dig through. And it just has significantly improved operational efficiency across facilities. Um, and they're continuing to expand ChatGPT's deployment to more facilities throughout 2025. And this is exactly the kind of impact that's possible when agentic AI connects people, system, and knowledge to solve real business challenges. Yeah, I've been talking to you about agentic AI this, agentic AI that, but how does that actually look like? Um, let's go back to Bedrock and I'm going to show you guys a sample agentic AI that we built out. And just to kind of give you a background, so this is a kind of agentic AI assistant for a restaurant that can one handle table bookings for the restaurant, but also provide information on the menu stuff like what's in the children's menu versus adults menu, things like that. And just to kind of give you guys like architecture diagram to see what exactly we're working with. So we have this restaurant agent as we're calling it. Um, and as I mentioned before, the knowledge base, like a business's data source, like information, we have that connected to a S3 bucket where it has the menu items, of adult menu, children's menu. And then we have a tables booking action group. So what is an action group? So in my kind of discussion of agentic AI, I talked about how it's able to connect to enterprises systems, different APIs. And that's exactly what an action group defines. It tells the AI how to interact with these systems, which lets it actually connect to them and do whatever. And in this case, the action group is going to be to like get a reservation details and create a reservation itself. So yeah, let's go into it. So going back to our Bedrock console, we start here, but we have an agents tab. And I already have this agent built, but I want to talk through some of the key aspects of it and also show you guys how straightforward this is. So we have the agent name, that's straightforward, booking agent. And then you're actually able to choose the different models you want to utilize. So right now I only have Amazon Anthropic enabled, but right now we're working with Amazon's model. And then you have the instructions for the agent. This is a very straightforward kind of agent, so the instructions are very minimal, but you can get as specific or as deep as you want it to be. In fact, like prompt engineering is a very key aspect of developing agentic AI systems, and that's essentially around how to formulate the agent's like goal and what it needs to do. And then before I go into action groups, knowledge bases. So remember how I showed you we can make a knowledge base on the left, simple connector to S3, and then you can just add that as a source for the agent, and Bedrock will kind of handle how it interacts with that knowledge base. And then we have action groups, as I mentioned, actions that the agentic AI system is able to take. In this case, we have a Lambda function, which is just serverless compute to one, get the booking details, and it's looking for a booking ID from the user, and then create booking, which it's going to expect this information. So yeah, essentially what kind of parameters to expect from the user. And it'll do things like ask the user for missing information if it doesn't have enough, and delete booking as well. So yeah, main kind of pieces um, are the agent name, the instructions, the model, and then any kind of um, knowledge base or action groups you have. So just to kind of show you guys how this will work. Let's test this out. So first I'm going to say, hi, I'm Anna. I want to create a booking for 2 people at 8 p.m. on 5th of May, 2024. So it's going to do that. And yep, there we go. Your booking has been made for 2 people at 8 p.m. And how can we verify this? I could, you guys might be thinking you can just be outputting this. So let's actually go into, the table. So this is our DynamoDB table. It's a NoSQL database server. If I go into tables and my restaurant booking, explore table items, so the booking number was DDC, starting with that. So as we can see, it actually made a booking for Anna at that time on that date. So as we define these action groups, it's really able to, go make that action and make that booking. And then let's see, another thing we could try is, what are the desserts on the adult menu? Because it has that knowledge base. And what it's doing is it's going to go into that S3 bucket, kind of pull the huge kind of menu list and be like, okay, hey, this is where the desserts are. This is what I'm going to extract. And this is what I'm going to send to the user. So we have these 5 desserts, which sound really good. And to kind of show you guys like how is it doing this, like what's going on in the backend, you can actually you can show trace feature here. You can kind of get some insights into what exactly it's thinking when it does these actions. So it's a lot of information, so I'm going to try to focus on key things. So this is kind of the system description. So you have the restaurant agent piece, and it's basically telling the system how to kind of break down these tasks. So as you can see, it's first going to figure out what the user's goal is, what information has been provided, and what is the best action plan or step-by-step action. And it's doing it based on whatever knowledge bases and APIs it has available. So kind of going down. So first it's defined our goal of, hey, we want to find out desserts available on the adult menu. No additional information has been provided. So the best action plan to determine is to use the knowledge base piece, because that's where the menu items are. So the next step is to search the knowledge base and get the required data. So it's pulling all the stuff from the adult menus, menu, because as you can see, it has like the appetizers, the entrees, and all the desserts. And once it has that, it's gotten all that. So once it knows that I went to knowledge base, I got that information, it's going to look through all of that dessert and entree data, figure out what the dessert is. So yeah, and at this point, we're trying to figure out what the dessert is. And then once it pulls it, it knows that it's the classic New York cheesecakes, apple pie, whatever that we saw in the output over here. And same thing for the booking too. If we can, go into the trace and see like what exactly it's thinking. And as you can see, the best action plan is to use the table bookings action group. And it went ahead and did that based on how it was defined to utilize it. That kind of concludes the demo to show you guys the knowledge base piece and the action group piece. As you can see, Agentic AI kind of represents a fundamental shift in what's possible with enterprise automation. We're kind of moving away from systems that need explicit instructions to digital workers, as the analogy I made earlier, that can understand your goals and figure out how to achieve them based on, whatever you provide them. And kind of circling back to Amazon Bedrock offers a powerful enterprise-ready platform to build out these agents without, requiring deep expertise in machine learning or complex development cycles. Um, the result is automation that can handle nuanced, complex workflows that were previously impossible to automate. Um, Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Srimant. Let me share my screen again, and then we'll. So, I will take up from from the Srimant section where uh, he we have witnessed the capability of Bedrock, its agent, how it is being connected through multiple data sources, through action groups, how it has been able to navigate the responses and routing towards the different agents as well. So, I just to a quick um overview or quick a kind of a recap about agents and how we can go through how we can utilize them in many scenarios. So this is one of the example. It's a build POC for one of the enterprise where we talked about how an agent can be utilized in different aspects. It can be utilizing HR policy. If we are talking about leaves or vacations, a particular action group will take the action for that, and also for the leave of absence as well. So a very high level flow. How does it work? How it will connect to the databases? And one more important aspect for Bedrock agents is their memory retention. So it makes it more personalized experience, and also uh, uh, keep the user engaged and being confident that because the summaries and the context agents able to remember it for up to 30 days. Uh, so that's a kind of a personalized experience and on top of the other services Bedrock provides. Then a very quick it's code interpretation, make it very very agentic in coding and be very much responsive if we are going to utilize these agents in our application workflows. So agentic behavior in terms of code interpretation is is an amazing feature for the Bedrock. And then we move towards the security part. Just a quick high level. Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock is secured by default. Is in nature, is in by default nature. It's secured. It offers a private LLM to all the enterprises, as Sumant mentioned. That there are a lot of foundations pre-trained models available on the Bedrock. We can utilize any of the foundation model, add sync up our own databases with that foundation model, and it will keep the embeddings or training data into that particular account. It will not be used back into training the pre-trained model. And in addition, its all data is encrypted in transnet and also in static as well. And since it is in addition to the training part, where the data will not be utilized in any way for the training purpose, we can also be able to implement responsible AI concept as well through guardrails, and also can control hallucinations. We will go through one of the use case in the next slide as well, how we can able to implement all these controls. And by default, Bedrock supports GDPR, SOC, ISO, uh, HIPAA and other compliances as well. So it is as per the same analogy that we have in terms of the regions in AWS. If the region in which we have created your agent, your data is residing, it will stay there in that particular region. It will not cross the boundary or will not be used for the training purpose unless it like be a tenant action. But by nature or by from AWS side, Bedrock is secure. Now we move forward towards another example where we try to utilize multiple features of Amazon Bedrock. We took an example of mortgage assistant where user can have a multiple queries maybe about its loan duration, its loan maturity, and if there's a change of activity is being discussed, how an agent can able to provide a very quick information and help to the customer and be able to do a quick arithmetic part to give a insight to the user instead of going through like contact center uh, through chat menus or different chat experiences on the websites. How it can be able to help user to have a quick information. So in start, like as I mentioned, without Bedrock, with the traditional approach, there can be a many delays in the process. And if we try to model it in the Bedrock scenario, where we our main job is to increase the productivity, reduce the time response, and overall improves the value for the user. So we kind of implemented the multi-agent scenario here, where we have a one supervisor agent, mortgage is assistant, and then we have three separate agents. We call it as a collaborator agents in Bedrock with a specific task. So a query particular related will come in, and mortgage assistant uh, will able to route it to the uh, uh, respective uh, agent. So there's a quick demo video for that, how we can able to utilize the code interpretation and multi-agent, where a user will ask a simple question like, what's my payment due and how much? The super will understand the question and then route it to existing mortgage assistant agent, where it will get the user attributes and get the right information from the database through through a tool using action group as Raman mentioned, and provide the response to the customer. And if it is about what's left after that, which is about getting the status of the mortgage, a second uh, agent, and it will able to get the right information from the database as well. So overall multi-agent scenario keep it highly modular, efficient, and productive, and cost optimized, where number of token is very reduced, uh, and uh, o- and also uh, uh, and also in addition the data is being sourced through the databases as well, so make it more applications centric as well. And also now, like if in this part where customer has been asked to calculate some of the rates for a 15-year fixed mortgage, right? And then it requires a calculator to calculate the fixed rates, what will be the fixed rate for a customer in the existing current mortgage scenario. So it will use the knowledge base, it will get the details that what are the policies, how it should be calculated, and then it will and what is the current interest rate for the customer as well. So he'll get all the related information through different agents, and then utilize a tool with the code interpretation and calculate the interest rate or mortgage rate for a customer. So overall, uh, multi-agent scenario makes it highly modular. We can add as much agents as possible under a supervisor agent. If we like perceive in terms of the enterprises, like if and a supervisor agent can be a workspace of each employee, and all these collaborated agents with different different set of views or purpose. So this is it becomes very efficient for a supervisor agent to utilize all the respective agents to get the right information to the user in a very quick in a very rapid manner. So this is if we move towards another demo, I'll quickly pass just move the screen to another section and just so in AWS and if we look into how this multi-agent scenario and agentic AI behavior can work in the in the enterprises. If we, in the example that we have taken, it's about employee productivity and different agents that can help navigating the right information and tasks for the user through a supervisor agent. So we created like multiple users. Let's say we have this supervisor agent here, and this supervisor agent has some collaborators. If we go in here and check the collaborators, so it has two collaborators here. We can add as much as we require. It has one is the HR agent. HR agent's responsibility is to apply, get the leaves details, apply for the leaves, and also if there is any FAQs related to HR policy. And second one is the restaurant scout, based on a totally web search, where you will able to get some ratings and some short listing in terms of the good restaurants in the particular region. So just for a quick understanding, we have two collaborators, and additionally, we also have a guardrails implemented. We'll talk about it as well. But let's move on towards if we want to test it, the supervisor agent, and we just ask about it, right? If we just prepare it on caution, like hi, and to initiate this session, and it will say like it will tell about HR policies or recommendations for the dining. Let's say we can talk about, can you share top three uh, Indian restaurants in Chicago, right? So if we look at the trace, it will take that prompt, understand it, and route it to the respective agent, which is a restaurant scout. And for it, we have three top restaurants here and in the Chicago region. And if we want to like ask about, uh, can you share their rating? Uh, so if we have a ratings available on the public internet, so it will do a quick web search and be able to get us some ratings for these restaurants as well. So these are the rating stars that we have available on the public search as well. And second is about HR policy. For example, please share the leaves policy for Royal Server. Here I've added Royal Server HR policy but as a sample in the knowledge base, right? And it will, if we take understand its trace, so it will again then route it to the HR agent as well. So we're here we are talking about the leave entitlements, right? And so again, it will take it back to the HR agent, which has a knowledge base connected to it. And the knowledge base, if we look into it, uh, at the same time, So we got the respective key points related to the leave entitlements, which is a part of our Royal Cyber HR policy, right? And if we look into the knowledge bases, we have connected this knowledge base here. This is a HR knowledge base, which has a data source available in S3 bucket. So it's a policy document available here. Next, another part, if we talk about the how it be able to get information from the database. So in this demo scenario, we'll put some data into the DynamoDB, right? And if we talk about like these are some of the data available here, different employee IDs, and let's say if we want to talk about employee ID 405678, and if we talk like please tell me uh, the annual leave, sorry, leave balance for employee ID. The employee ID should be 405678. Uh, 405678, right? So again, it will able to get trace it to the HR agent, which will connect with the action group and give us the information from the database, which is a DynamoDB in this scenario. Right. So we have 6 days, and let's say kindly apply one annual leave. So again, so there are two actions. One is to fetch the information from the database. Second is to apply the annual leave for the employee ID, right? So it will do the same action. So this is about how these agents can work in the multi-agent scenario, agentic AI scenario, where they are more no not they are more than the chatbots now. They are now the action assistants for you. And now, if we talk about guardrails, in guardrails we can control hallucination, different type of uh, uh, um, different types of keywords that will against the policy, responsible AI policy or the company policy. So with the guardrails, we can able to implement all those policies as well. So we have this version available, uh, and we like for example we have a filter for hate filter has been enabled. It will block it if anything related to the filter, and anything related to the violence or a misconduct. And if we provide anything particular to the PI, right here, credit card number, so it will also block it. So if we test the agent here again, uh, uh, please my credit card, uh, please provide the credit card details, or details, or we can say that my credit card uh, number is. Uh, so if we just put it some um, random number for the testing purpose, right? So it will it will just block it right away. So the model cannot answer this question, and this is exactly that it is going to block it. Like, sorry, this model cannot answer this question. So different guardrails, we can implement it very smooth, very easy to implement it. And again, it's AWS. It's very easy to integrate into the application as well. So this is about a more deep dive into the bedrocks and how we can utilize in our multiple business workflows as well, HR, supply chain, sales, or even for placing an order from the customer, from the user perspective as well, and user perspective as well. So it's become very very easy to include all those requirements, which is really a requirement if we talk about compliances and um, uh, different rules and regulations as well. So it becomes very easy here with the Bedrock, and for AWS, if you're building anything on AWS, it's very easy to integrate with an existing application if it is integrated on AWS. And also integration with the other AWS services is super easy and very smooth to get on. So these are very quick demos to build on, right? and we can explore a lot of use cases in that scenario. And that's where, if I quickly jump back here in my presentation, where I've added a kind of a kind of offerings that how Royal Sabre is being doing for over this year, and how we able to identify different use cases, implement it, and also scale it up to the production as well for some of the clients as well. So we have a different offering. We have set of very good people working with the clients, also being in direction through AWS. We engage people from AWS as well to the partnership, like Srimant and other team as well. They've been so generous, be able to help you guys, and to able to deliver the best possible solution for the use case. So one is the generative AI offering, where we'll if we can break it down into the two sections, we can do discovery section and then go for the jumpstart program. And if and then we can then we have an innovation accelerator, where we will be with you for a specific timeline. Start with the activate phase, where we'll identify some prominent use cases, and do all the create a business case for you, do a TCO, and also determine the success criteria. Then we'll move towards the mobilize, where we'll do a development phase, develop a pilot, put it into a sandbox environment, and make it ready for the MVP stage. And then if we decide to move it to the production, it will be readily available in the at the and mobilize section, where we can move towards the scale part, and we'll help you make it available at the production scale for your employees or for your end users as well. And overall, in addition to the innovation accelerator, we also help you with the security assessment as well, and how while adopting generative AI, the security part and the compliance section is being attacked, and there is no any shortcomings over there. If there are, we have tools that will do a quick continuous monitoring for you, and also provide you the good remediation guidelines as well. If you've been asked, we'll happy to also do the implementation part for you as well. So I will close my section here. And just before moving towards the Q&A section, if you are already using some generative AI based solutions from different from other sources, and if you're looking to migrate into the AWS, we have a very quick and rapid solution for it by AWS using Amazon Q. And we will help you moving all your AI based workloads on the AWS with in a very efficient timeline using AWS provided tools. So I will wrap up my section here and move towards the Q&A. And thank you so much, guys, for joining us here. And if you have any questions, please share with us. We'll happy to answer. Okay, so we have a few questions here, and I'll pass some of the questions to you to the Srimant, and also will answer myself as well. So first question we have is security part, like how much customer data is logged even if it's not used for training. So this is a very good question. I will let Srimant to answer and add some of my perspective in the slide in the answer as well.
Yeah, so just to kind of confirm, like, just a question around security and like using like customer data for training on our end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
well,
this is about.
yeah. So from the AWS side, you guys have full control and access of your data. We're not going to be utilizing that to train our own models. Um, Kind of looking at our like shared responsibility model, if you guys know about that, we're kind of in charge of just like the infrastructure of the cloud, the security of like the hardware, the physical stuff. But anything outside of that, on everything you're building on your console, you guys have full control over that. So no kind of concerns there, I would say.
Perfect. So just to add here, like even if your data is not being used for training, then how like agent is being able to work, right? So in a while we'll create knowledge bases or seek up the data. we use the vector database for the knowledge bases as well. So you can create OpenSearch serverless, OpenSearch, or other vector database as well that will help getting the embeddings and store into the database as well. So it's on top of that, it's in your AWS account, and all the data that rec implementation will be utilized for the improvement of the model. So, moving on towards the next question, it's for me, I guess. How long ago was the mortgage demo video recorded? Next payment is in the past. Yeah, it has been like some days. It's been the start of the uh, AI multi-agent scenario when came into it. We did the demo. One of our clients was discussing about it, and we immediately created a demo. Now it's and delivered a POC for them, and now they have implemented a different use case, a kind of a derived use case from it in their application. So we have created a sample for us for different demo purposes. So it's been a while. It's little old, but the other demo I've like created it in a day before just for this demo. So like both works. And so another question, so there are no implicit business logic that says May 5 2024 is in the past, that still build your own rather than leaning on any intelligence in the models. So, regarding is in the past, if you're talking about the information in from the database, it will take as it is. About the current knowledge and up-to-date information, so our pre-trained models are being available, ready to use from the AWS side. So, uh, there is if we are talking about the specific data set, then just there is an implicit requirement for the dates, and because it's relates with the data. But other than that, for the general knowledge, it works as normal as all the foundation models in different sources, right? Because these are actually those models. Like, and if we talk about Claudia, Anthropic Claudia, it's actually that Claudia which is provided by Anthropic in the tool. And so one more question, I will pass it to the Sriman. The question is about are various models parameters to be included in the Bedrock UI, like extended thinking for Claude 3.7 and Claude 4, and yet to confirm, but it thus far looks like it's only available via SDK. So Sriman's about Claude 3.7 and Claude 4 for extended thinking.
Whether they're available
Yeah.
was that? Yeah. So Cloud 3.7 and Cloud 4 are available on Amazon Bedrock. Um, just to kind of show you guys again. If you go to the model catalog, you'll see that we actually just recently added Claude 4. Or Fazil, can you give me a screen share really quickly?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so just look at the model catalog, we have 3.7 available. And then as you can see, we recently added Claude Sonnet 4 and Claude Opus 4. So, yep. We have a partnership with Anthropic. So as their models come out, we're going to get them on AWS Bedrock.
Perfect. Perfect. I think in terms of Q&A, that is all for today. And I would say thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. And thank you so much, everyone, for taking some time out for us, for our attendees to learn more about AWS. And we'll sure be in contact, AWS, Raw Cyber, and to guys, please reach out to us, reach out to Srimant. Anything related to Royal Cyber, Bedrock Cyber Assistance, anything from the AWS side, myself and Srimant are, I think, ready to help. So I will have Srimant for you to have final closing.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me here today. It was super fun to talk about Agentic AI, and hopefully you guys will start using it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Have a good day, guys, and have a good weekend as well, a day after.